All right, it is Tuesday, August 19th, about 5:25. Man, I tell you what, we're getting some rain out here in off 15th Avenue, 38914 North 15th Avenue. Anyway, I've been putting fence and stuff up out here, and I had at 38914 North 15th Avenue, I had almost all the wires stretched on it, and it's all doing good. The east side, I had it stretched, and I didn't have it wired up yet. So anyway, but this flood came along, and everything everything held up real well. Of course, the neighbors passing by probably thought that my fence came down because I just had it stretched and I didn't have it wired up yet. They probably thought that the flood took it down or something, but no, that's not what happened. I just hadn't put it up yet. But I just rolled it out the night before, and I just suspended it with some wires up. So I tied it up where it was kind of at an angle, so I could get my my rod down in my end of that wire, so I get my come along on it, so I could stretch the fence out. I had it all tied off on one end, and I had it stretched. I had it stretched real good, and so I just started tying it the night before, and I got tired and quit. And then here come the flood the next morning. So anyway, but everything's good. I had no damage, no fence damage. The only thing I had out here at 38808, which is just south of this, is something floated into a water line that I had out here, and I had to put a cap on the water line. I busted a water line, but that was no big deal. But the water subsided pretty quick, and but it came through here pretty good. It came through. It had a it was roaring through here pretty good. Um, it looked like it came up almost to the where the wire fence is on 38914 North 15th Avenue, and then kind of just ran kind of southwest on out of here. But it came through pretty good, and then but the house, all the water shed off it real good. No problem with the house. Nothing got in the garage. I mean, it didn't even press it at all. It didn't even there was it didn't seem to even have a problem at all as far as that goes. But anyway, so the engineering and everything's worked out real good. Water sheds off real good. But down in the bottom where it's flood, the water does flood through there. And when we have these big bursts like this, and this has been one of the worst, I think, since that I know of. Even people that have been out here for a long time said that's about the worst they've seen. So I was delighted. I was real happy with the way everything went. Um, I was real happy with the fact that the fence is all maintained very well. That the engineering looks like it was where it's supposed to be for these wire fences, and on the pipe fences they had no problem. Some of the fences down north of me, they had some their fences gave way, and the nursery down north of me, there's a lot of damage to that nursery on the corner north. It's on the west corner, northwest, and some of the fences on the chain link, some of the chain link came off of some of these fences north of me here, and some of the fences came down, and so the nursery has scattered a lot of plants and stuff all through some of the properties around here, but I didn't get a whole bunch of. I got some of the stuff that kind of got floated in here, but not too bad. My cleanup really doesn't mount to a whole bunch out here on this property. So, like I say, I'm just really delighted with how the flood, this volume of water that came through here, and how well everything did. Um, just really went well. The stuff down in the lower part in the floodway, water came through at a pretty good clip. The floodplain, water came through. Of course, not as good, not quite the clip of the floodway, but the floodplain, it came through. The floodway, it roared through. So anyway, but that it all turned out pretty good. The arena and everything is all in good shape, and so it looks like I've got a little bit more work to do out here as far as just finishing up the fence. Here at 38808, I got to finish putting the wire up. I'm just about through putting the wire up at 38914 North 15th Avenue. I got some gates to do. I finished the east side today after the rain, so it's finished. So I don't care what anybody says, that fence did not come down on account of the rain. That fence was just being put up. I had just rolled it out. So you can rest assured that that water did not do any damage to any of that wire. And I'm pretty comfortable with the fact that is pretty secure there, and it's probably not going to be a big problem. But I can't predict the future, but I can say that after this big burst, if it's doing as well as it did, and for it to be as it just was didn't hardly make a dent in that upper part of the property where the house is, and as far as where that fence is on the east side, and the fence is up at an angle where the wire is on the north side to the back of the house, where we put put kind of a backyard there with a wire fence, and that all did really good. So it doesn't look like the water did. I don't know if the water quite made it up to that fence, and if it didn't make it on this with this cloudburst, man, I tell you what, I can't imagine. Because there's neighbors out here who've been out here for probably around in the 70s. They said they haven't seen anything like that. And I've seen some heavy duty rains in the 90s came through here, and I never seen anything like we just had here today, which is the Tuesday, the 19th of August, and it is 5:32. So anyway, I'm going to be putting this property, the 38914 North 15th Avenue, I'm getting ready to put it up probably towards the middle of September. It with the acre right next door to it, to the west of it. The fencing is almost completed on these properties. However, I still have to finish all the fencing and all of the everything that's on that permit list has to be complete before I can list it, because I want to get the whole thing, everything that's on the permit list, which I have two permits, but since I'm heading that west property to the 38914 property, it's that permit number is attached to the 38808 property, so everything has to be finished and complete before I can get final on this fence. So anyway, I should be hopefully I'm getting final on the fence here in about 2 weeks, and then I'm just going to go in there and I got to do actually I've just got to put the house on the MLS. The house is a little dusty from sitting, but it's pretty much a couple hours and I clean that up, dust it up, and so anyway, we're moving along, and everything's going real good. I was glad to get this test, and it all went real well. I'm delighted. So y'all have a nice day, and God bless, and hope that everybody stays safe in the storm, and be careful out there on the roads. Have a nice week. Talk to you later.